Good evening and thank you for joining us. Another proposed sand mine is up for discussion in Marion County after commissioners voted no to a different mine in Orange Springs last month. TV 20's Taylor Simpson tells us why residents are still concerned about possible accidents.
Residents say there's hundreds of trips from dump trucks every day, and expanding this project will make the number even bigger. In 2008, 24 acres of land off Highway 328 were permitted for agricultural use for resource extraction, and residents say they started excavating.
It was 10 to 12 trucks a week. About the last year and a half, it's really ramped up, and it's gotten pretty bad.
That's when they started mining on the property, and Counts Construction Company is asking for almost 40 acres more for a bigger sand mine.
The scary part is if they get that approved, there's another 750 acres that they can jump on in the future.
More than 300 residents have signed a petition. Some nearby have horses and are concerned because of the amount of trucks and accidents they may cause.
Some days they're in excess of 500 trucks in and out of there a day. There's jake brake noise, he gets startled, he starts running. Again, my dust level has just gone up like crazy. It's hard to keep anything clean and you're breathing that in.
Wood says the construction company is using the sand to build more houses.
It's simple math, but you're looking at tens of millions of dollars. And, for what? To build houses?
The Planning and Zoning Board gave a staff recommendation that says since the company has been operating since 2008, the expansion won't cause significant impacts in neighboring communities if they follow the conditions.
We're really nervous that there's no end because this has been a year and a half and that was only 24 acres.
The commission will make a decision at their meeting next Tuesday. A representative of the company says he is waiting for the meeting to comment. Taylor Simpson, TV 20 News.